There's three things in life I can guarantee you will happen in this world. One of those things is paying taxes. The second thing is, well, certain death. And the third, believe it or not, is crypto predictions from every single damn crypto YouTuber in the space. But this video, believe it or not, is completely different. Today, we don't have 1, 10, maybe even 20 altcoin predictions. We have 100 of these damn things not built at all from what I think the project can go to. These are completely built from data, black and white information that I didn't change, chop around, do anything fancy with to support my confirmation bias. These are 100 predictions from how these projects are performing versus how they can perform. And today I'm going to take you behind the scenes, show you how the math works. But most importantly, something you never ever see on crypto YouTube is how to actually locate these predictions yourself, because believe it or not, they are very useful indeed. So without further ado, make sure if you do enjoy the content to drop a like on the video and subscribe, of course, so you can achieve your crypto goals. Now I want to stop because before I take you through this massive and what feels like an endless list of all these predictions, I've got to say, crypto predictions are not as degen as they sound. Again, like I mentioned moments ago, at the end of the video, I'm going to take you through how to actually apply predictions to help you spot if the altcoin you're looking at is going to achieve your goals 10, 20, 30x in crypto, and whether you should maybe move on if it won't, and also how to actually go ahead and find entry levels from this. And then, even better, I'm going to tell you how to spot the BS when these crypto influencers tell you, hey, I think this project's going to hit $1,000 and this one's going to hit $1 million in the next bull run. And very simple maths, how you can take what they say and disprove it. And trust me, by doing this, you will spot all these influencers that like just hyping up things, and it'll really help you ultimately save a lot of money in the space over the next 2 years. So, with that being said, let me briefly get into what I'm talking about here. Now, I'm not going to take you through all 100 of these predictions because believe it or not, that would probably take me a couple hours to do. There's a lot of them. So obviously because of that, I'm not going to take you through all of these altcoins. I'm going to pick out probably around 15, 20 of them and then show you the price prediction they come up at, and then tell you what I think my price prediction would be, whether it's a bit lower, the same, or slightly more than what it come up at, because it is very important as we use these price predictions. By the way, I'm going to give you complete access to this sheet. I'll show you how to access it in just a second. For all you TikTok brain people, just hold your horses for 1 second. It's not the end of the world. So like I was saying, I kind of want to move the needle a little bit depending on subjectiveness. This is what's called objective information. We'll look at the difference in a second here. Basically, things that don't take your feelings into consideration, but as someone who might know a little bit more about the projects and where they're going and what their roadmap events might be, you can kind of expect to move the needle up or down slightly. Again, for those of you less experienced crypto enthusiasts, you know, this is a very good benchmark. These predictions are very, very accurate for what they are. So it's all built off market dominance, and that's the fundamental metric we like to use on this channel. The market dominance now, we look at things like the 2022 lows for the last couple of years, where it also has been in the last cycle's top, so the 2021 high or its all-time high, depending if the project's new or not, and then have a look at the difference between these numbers to figure out from its low to its high or now how much it's gained, okay? So, of course, the project, if it has, like we can see with the cash over here, gained a lot since its low in 2022, a couple of years back to now, that indicates there's a lot of growth in this project. It's already grown quite a lot. So there might be a lot of strength to still come. Of course, if a project like Aave is slightly down, that shows that the narrative or the niche it's in or the project itself is either weak or weakening, okay? So we're not going to use this to sort of gauge where it's going to go in the future, but this will help, as you see in a second, get a rough idea, and then from there we use different data based on market dominance to get a better idea. So again, I've kind of pinpointed here a whole bunch of these predictions. Now, I want to say, I'm not going to show you the predictions on what this actually come up at for each of these projects. What I'm going to do is move over once and once only to show you what it come up at here, but I will not show you for the rest of the 100 altcoins. Quickly, I want to mention this very briefly here. The reason why is because I had initially this sheet completely free for you guys. I had 40 altcoins, not 100. I've got 60 more in here. Completely free, had it up there for many, many months. Took me over 50 hours to create that sheet. This took me well and truly over 100 hours to make. And, you guys were using it. It was great. I wasn't updating it, though, because it was a free sheet. But now this is going to be a part of the private community. Again, we'll touch more on this in a moment. You guys have been waiting for the private community to launch, and this video is going to announce the official launch. This sheet will be available in level 2. Again, we'll talk more about it at the end of the video for those who want to stay tuned for that. Now, level 1 is cheaper. As you can see, $16 a month versus 33, but you do only have access to 50 altcoins in this sheet versus the 100. So let's continue now with the video, okay? So as you can see, we've got the price predictions coming up here from the data and the multiples from the data. But I'm going to pull across here. That's all objective. I want to pull across and show you guys what my actual price predictions would be. Now, in red, you can see here, I'm slightly moving down a little bit from what it says. So Algorand come up as $3.95. Okay, I think that's definitely possible, but I'm going to say $3 is my prediction. Again, these objective data built, market dominance predictions gives us an idea. It puts the needle on the map, if you will. And then we can slightly move the needle up or down a little bit based on what's to come. And of course, if you are, again, a less experienced person, you might not feel comfortable in this. Rest assured, these are pretty good. Now, here's the thing with the price predictions. So for Algorand, $3 I've written down here. I'm also going to give you guys the market cap, okay? So anyway, I think Algorand can go to $3 in 2025. Most definitely possible, which is 19x from the current price. And so in my opinion, slightly lower than this. But either way, the real beauty trick and what you want to kind of do here is like I've done with Near Protocol, is have this price prediction set up on the top here. So for Near Protocol, we'll see in a second, $35 is the price prediction. You want to always move down 25% from that mark, and that actually becomes the price prediction because people always get confused. They think to themselves, oh, okay, the price prediction for Aave is $2,000. I'm going to aim for $2,000. But what you don't realize is the chances that Aave hits a price prediction is rare. Price prediction is the ceiling. That's the highest it might wick to and wick down to. Okay, so you don't want to really risk that. So moving down 25% like I did with Near Protocol here, and then instead of selling at $35, selling at $26 gives you the luxury of making some sell levels above and some sell levels below, okay? So you can be more flexible, whereas here, the price may never go above that actual price ceiling of that prediction. So with that being said, Arbitrum $15 now was up. I will show you Arbitrum's price, $8.60. Now there is a contingency thing here, right? Some of these predictions will actually come up, quite off. They'll be off the mark because Arbitrum is only a 5x from the current price at $8.60. So what you have to also understand is when it comes to projects like Arbitrum, Pith is a great example over here, is that when these tokens are released, you can see currently for Pith, right? Pith is about 1.5 billion tokens in circulation. Well, in 2025, when we're going to likely sell, it's going to be, roughly speaking, about 6 billion, okay? It's a lot of dilution. A lot of these tokens come in, therefore it reduces the price prediction. But the reason I want to kind of point this out is because essentially, believe it or not, when tokens come into circulation, they're not actually circulating. The only reason we know what the market cap will be, in this case 124 billion, is just simply because we get the price times the supply. And the only reason we know the price is what the price is trading at on exchanges. Market cap's a make-believe thing. Market cap doesn't exist. It's just to get our heads around the value of the project. So in reality, as long as the tokens that are entered into circulation, aka given to these different people in the project, as long as they aren't selling their tokens on the open market and the price falls, it's not going to affect anything, guys. So, when I say here, or when the, she comes back at 124 billion market cap, likely for Arbitrum to be $15, again, I can't predict people not selling, but I would assume they wouldn't really want to sell. I would even probably go ahead and say that the market cap for this would likely be probably 50 billion or something like that. It would not be anywhere near 124 billion, but I have to keep things nice and strict with every project. So technically 124 billion market cap. I think Arbitrum can go higher than $15. So Avalanche, let's move this across now. Avalanche, I actually agree with the price prediction. It come up as $230. I agree with it. I think 118 billion market cap, again, at its peak is likely to happen. Please remember, that's its peak. Like over here in Near Protocol, that's the example of like $35. That's this. Again, move down 25% and this becomes your level, okay? So we can also move down and have a look at Beam, for example. Beam, I think 35 cents is a legitimate price prediction for this one here. That's about a 21 billion market cap. More popular projects include Fetch. So Fetch on the price prediction sheet had a 23x from the current price. I think it can actually 34x. So I'm eyeing off this if it just moves a little bit lower. So again, I'm not trying to sell it at 34x. I want to sell as low as possible to achieve that goal of my 30x in the safest way possible. You know, Flux over here, again, we always rank this at a 50x. Actually, coincidentally enough, a 50x is only a $10 billion market cap at a $28 project. So I think Flux can hit $10 billion market cap, guys. I think that's more than reasonable to say for this project. And again, looking at these numbers, you begin to realize, holy shit, you know, for Flux to hit, again, 28 bucks from here to 10 billion market cap, considering how good the project is, 49x. So, I mean, look, you know, suffice to say, there's a reason why I push Flux, right? Over here for Hedera, I think $2. The price prediction sheet came up at about $1.80. I think it can hit about $2 at a wick, so that's 28x from the current price. Immutable X over here, I think 25x, slightly higher than the 22x the price prediction sheet came up at. Internet Computer over here, I think it's less than the price prediction sheet came up at. I believe the sheet said about $310. I think about $250 is more realistic. That's about 125 billion market cap, or about a 22x from the max ceiling from the current price. Casper with a K over here, a lot of you guys will like to hear this. I think you can 20x from the current price, reaching about a $52 billion market cap. Manta Network over here, $60. And the price prediction she came up at $29. So well and truly different. Again, order of magnitude difference here, 10x difference. So I think a 35 billion market cap for Manta might even be on the low side. It could possibly hit even more. Now, Mina, I think $20 is likely to happen, but Near Protocol, I really want to point this one out here because I had thought for the longest time, look, Near Protocol, I was in my head $30 to $35, but crunching the numbers, and I don't know why I didn't, I mean, I've crunched numbers many times before, but I don't know why it didn't sink in until now. Near Protocol, you know, $70, I think is a realistic level. I had a gentleman, shout out to whoever this was, I forget who it was, in the comments section said to me, Kyron, you're saying $30 to $35. Another influencer is saying $80. And I thought, $80, no way, that's impossible. But Near Protocol is up there with the likes of, you know, it's actually higher than Hedera, higher than Immutable X. It's up there near ICP. And so I think 89 billion market cap at its peak, I think it can happen. I definitely think it can happen. Basically, all it is from here on out is inflation. That's all it is. Pretty much the tokens are vested. And finally, Pith Network over here at $5. At least I think it's going to go to $5. Basically, it was about $2.53 from the price prediction, at least from the data. Now, keep in mind, again, the data, a lot of these circumstances, like Pith down here, is just simply a black bar, okay? Like you can see here, because it's a new project, we don't have that long-standing data. The same thing with Manta Network and a few of these other coins, as you can see in the black here. Again, we don't have that data to help us find the predictions. So all in all, you know, you can't really have anything to really forecast here. So I definitely think $5 is reasonable. And what really brings down Pith is the supply, the circulating supply in 2025. Again, about 5x's from here. But that means that this comes at a 30 billion market cap. In reality, I think it probably hit that at about a 10 billion market cap or so. So we have probably a lot more upside to Pith than what you might initially anticipate. So I want you to pay very close attention here. Everyone must know this. It's going to save you a lot of time over the next 2 years, and it's simple to understand. We've got two things. Number one is the influencer BSO meter. They might say, hey, my price prediction for XRP is $100. Well, you can clearly verify how legit that might sound or put some numbers behind it, because for XRP to go to that price or that level, again, you use my price prediction sheet over here, come the XRP, come the supply over here at 61 billion. You take that and then you get their price prediction at $100, multiply the price prediction by the future supply in 2025, and you get $61 trillion. That's a lot of damn money. You might also have influencers like Jerry Banfield saying ICP is going to $11,000. Mind you, I don't think Jerry's a bad guy. I think he definitely says some pretty crazy stuff, but I think he does mean well. So again, take the same thing. This price at that point of what they're projecting the price to be, $11,111. Use my price prediction sheet to help you find the supply in quarter 4 of 2025, and Bob's your uncle, $5.6 trillion. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, Kyron, how do I find the supply? Well, here's the next step. How to find a price prediction objectively, how not to put your own input, how not to go, oh, I think this, or this influencer said this, I'm going to throw some numbers on the wall and just kind of go with it because, hey, I want the price to go up. Well, look, guys, facts don't care about your feelings. You have to look at things objectively speaking. So what is objective, right? It's what you pretty much have to focus on. It's just data. It's without your personal opinion, input, or feelings. Again, it's just black and white here. So for the example of Fetch, Filecoin, and Flux, this is what it basically is, right? This is what the objective information comes back at, and I'm going to show you what subjective looks like, okay? Which you can use once you're familiar with fundamentals. Once you have a bit of crypto experience, you can put a bit of your own input, right? So you influence on personal feelings or opinions based on, you know, you try to stay objective, but based on things that you've pulled in that the data can't tell for future events. And in this case, it's what I showed you just a second ago, right? So these predictions over here for Fetch and Flux, what I think the price, might go to instead rather than these predictions. But you can only do that once you kind of understand how projects and crypto works, which of course I teach on the channel. So this is how you kind of find it, right? So in the same example of Fetch, Filecoin, and Flux, all you do, step number one is, again, find the supply in Q1 of 2025. So you come to things like the vesting schedule. As you can see here, the tokenomics. You look, okay, the total supply over here is about 1.5 billion. And in about, month 21, whatever it is from the launch of the token, it's about 6 billion tokens. So you can kind of work out how many tokens will be in circulation. And for projects like Flux, that might be a bit harder. They might not have a vesting schedule. You have to do a little bit of math. So for Flux, what I had to go ahead and do was I had to figure out what the block time was. As you can see, 2 minutes over here. Figure out, of course, how many blocks are produced in a day, multiplied by the amount of years between now and, of course, the next cycle, and make sure it was in the halving so that the block reward wasn't halved. Figure out how many rewards are in a block. So this many, how many rewards are produced a day, and then work out how many is going to be in supply, because Flux is a proof of work network. So, some of these predictions you have to put a little bit more work into. I get it, but use ChatGPT, guys. It's literally so good. Or, again, use my price prediction sheet. This is why I spent a lot of time building this out for you all. Over here, we can use the market dominance. Then we take the market dominance, which is very simple to find as well. You basically find the market cap of a project at a certain time. At that certain time, which is obviously now, work out what the global market cap is. I think it's about 1.6 trillion right now. And you simply get the market cap, which in this case, let's just say for Flux is $100 million. Get the 100 million and divide it by the global market cap, which again, let's just say is about 1.6 trillion. That's a lot of zeros I'm not going to do. And that'll give you a number. That number you then times by 100, which gives you the market percent, okay, the market dominance. And that number might come to 0.0032. Again, you times that by 100, 0.3, for example. So that's kind of how you would do it in this case. And that would be your market cap dominance percentage. And then from at least what I do at that point is kind of go to myself, okay, well, from the low, the last couple of years to its all-time high, what was the growth difference? And will this help me gauge how big and promising the project might be? Now, this you don't really have to do yourself. This is just to help me and help you when you come to my price prediction sheet, go, okay, so I can see how this project might be a little bit more, have more demand or might not have more demand. It's to help you have as subjectiveness as you can. It's just training your brain, of course. So then we come down here and we basically look, okay, so what are the different market caps? Okay, so the minimum over here, what happens if the project maintains its current dominance over here? So we found that dominance with this formula over here, 0.3. What happens if it maintains that and the global market goes to the lowest projected in the next couple of years, 3 trillion, 7 trillion as an average, and 10 trillion. And we just work out the average growth from there. And that gives us 3 different market cap levels, if you're still following me. And then we take those 3 levels, find the average, and then we, of course, do the simple formula of market cap averaged divided by the supply, which, of course, is found way back over here. I told you guys that already. And we find the price. Now, here's how you take full advantage of an actual price prediction. So again, whether it's a price prediction from my sheet or whether it's a price prediction from what we just figured out then, doing it yourself, which of course I would highly suggest you do, you plot this, as you can see with Near Protocol back over here, which might be, the max $35 price prediction, always move down 25%, because that, of course, as we know, is the max realistic ladder sell price, which basically means you're going to have to sell some above this level if you sell some below this level as well, because that will become the average of these sell positions. It's very, very simple in that case. Do a bit of practice, you will get very used to it. Now, once we have this level in place, which now realistically, again, is our ladder sell price, which is actually $26 for Near Protocol, we then get this price movement marker tool. We come right down to wherever the current price for Near Protocol or your project is, which is currently about $2.70. And we'll mark it from the current price, especially if you haven't bought in yet. Now, if you know your average buy-in price, you'll just move it straight to your average buy-in price. But if you're looking to buy Near Protocol, move to the current price, zoom back out again, and make sure you move it up to, again, this level over here, the max realistic ladder sell level, which is about 800% or a 9x. And think to yourself, am I looking for a 9x? If yes, well then, okay, you might want to start probably moving this down a little bit more just to be safe. And so that way you can move this down a little bit more to find 800%, and then you can actually begin selling at about that level. So you can begin selling at like $15 rather than, the max level, which is more risky. Obviously, the lower price you sell, the less risky it is. It's just simple science, I guess. It's simple, market behavior. And if not, right, so if you come back over here and, current price, it's an 8x, and you're like to yourself, well, I'm looking for a 30x, ask yourself, can your protocol go to a 30x realistically? And if the answer is, well, let's see. Again, we're looking at the percentage up over here. It's currently at about 1,400% or a 15x. You bring it down, so the 30x is basically not going to happen. It hasn't even been trading at this low in the whole last 12 months. So no, Near protocol won't go to that. You would simply move on. Again, if you do find a level in which you have here hitting the max level, I would always urge you, if it's within reason, if the price can actually fall there, bring this as low as possible if you think the price can fall to that level, because that way you can bring the max you sell out of down, which is obviously better because you're much more realistically going to get your sell position out. Now, before I get all the comments down below saying, Kyron, you promised me 100 crypto predictions, you gave me like 20, I want the rest. Guys, I've had that price prediction sheet, which is basically a smaller version of what I just showed you for free for like the last 3 months. Now, I just gave you, I believe, something much more important. I know the degens are going to go, nothing's more important than a price prediction from a YouTuber. But look, honestly, truthfully, the best thing for you is to find out how to do this yourself. Only, and I mean this with the most sincerity, the lazy people are going to complain I didn't give them the price predictions. Now, look, it's very simple. If you want the price predictions, again, I've had that price prediction sheet out there for a while now. This one is updated every single week, actually every single day, to make sure the supply and the dominance and all that sort of thing is up to date for you all. It's going to be simply available for the low price of $16 for 50 predictions, as you can see here. Now, for the whole 100 list, like I showed you over here, it is going to be in tier 2 for $33.88 a month. Now, you can buy it yearly if you really do want to, or you can also level up to level 3, which is where you get my daily updates on the crypto market, which is like behind the scenes, what I'm doing, what I'm trading, how I'm moving my altcoins, am I buying, am I selling, like what is going through my head every single day. And then, of course, weekly live streams. But the really true value, I think, here is the VC fund. It's for $100 a month, or again, just over $1,000 for a year at 10% off. And you're going to have all the VCs opportunities that we currently have, right? So we get in at the pre-sales, we get in with the other venture capitalists, like these seed rounds, which, the recent project I just invested in was an instant 4x from launch. So you have these opportunities, and I'm going to bring it to you guys with the VC fund. So make sure if you do want to have access to all of these tokens completely, of course, for the same price, you get these Binance Labs and Sequoia Capital and Morningstar Ventures. You're going to want to get into this one over here. Every single month, we bring you guys multiple of these different rounds. But all in all, guys, look, I know I'm going to get hate comments down below saying, look, Kyron, I want your free price prediction sheet. Why isn't this free? It should be free. My simple answer is, when have you ever done something completely free, spent hundreds of hours before in life for free? Never. And the same thing for me. Either, I make sponsored content, twice a week, or I'm over here trying to provide you guys something for as little as possible with the most amount of value. And look, whether you want to hate on that or not, that's up to you. I'm just trying to live my life and to help you guys along the way. So with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you all soon. Take good care. Bye.